Hello, I'm the Hitchhiker. It's been nearly 2 months since the release of the Virgil DLC, and I'm finally ready to release a new update for the collab table. I know many people have been eagerly waiting, so I appreciate your patience. Because of the Virgil update, the locations of a lot of code were shifted around in the game, so I had to refine them all for the new update. However, as I was going through the update process, I had a thought. Man, this thing is kind of big, huh? When the collab table was originally created, it was a quick way to consolidate the various cheats people had made early in the game's release, with little focus towards user experience. It didn't even have a UI, just the raw cheat table file. Since then, the game has gained a wide variety of cheats and mods, but in the process has become more and more unwieldy and difficult to use. As the table was pushed to the edge of the cheat engine's limits, its large feature list has been surpassed by an even more extensive bug list. And so, I've decided not to port the cheat table to the latest version of DMC5. Instead, I would like to introduce a new project to you all that will fulfill the role of the old cheat table and go even further. SSSiyan's Collaborative Cheat Trainer. Redesigned from the ground up, the Collab Trainer provides an unintrusive, user-friendly experience for those looking to enhance their version of Devil May Cry 5. It features a simple, one-step installation through the fluffy mod manager. Once installed, the trainer can be accessed anytime by pressing the Insert key, and hidden again by closing the window. No additional programs are needed, and the trainer will run even with the window closed, with no additional hassle required. The new UI includes descriptions of every mod in the table, which should alleviate much of the confusion that used to exist about certain options. It also lets us properly credit the authors who created them. In addition, the new installation method allows us to push the limits of DMC modding to allow for some brand new features, which I'll talk about later. This trainer would not have been possible without the help of Deep Dark Kapusta, the creator of the Turbo mod, who provided the new framework used in its creation. Due to the amount of work this redesign required, some of the old mods are not presently available. I hope you'll be patient while we work towards adding them back in. With that said, let us go over the basic options. PvP has returned, and is now compatible with the Virgil DLC. While restricted by the limits of the co-op trainer, he is still a fearsome opponent and should not be underestimated. With this, the number of playable characters in PvP is now 4. You can even have a 4-way brawl, with every devil hunter out for himself. To put you in the mood, enabling PvP will now play your character's combat music. You can also gain style from attacking your opponents, so see if you can work your way up to S rank. Speaking of Virgil, several new mods have been added to the trainer to support his playstyle. Thanks to the work of SSSiyan and VP Zadov, a complete recreation of Virgil's DMC3 Darkslayer style is now available, including forward trick to trick up, back trick to trick down, and the removal of the embedded sword restriction. This should make it much easier to use Virgil's tricks effectively. Meanwhile, I've made my own mod, focusing on the Doppelganger. The Doppel weapon switcher allows the Doppelganger to use any of Virgil's 3 weapons separately from Virgil. Here's how it works. The Doppelganger will use the weapon Virgil had equipped when summoning the Doppelganger. Recalling the Doppelganger by pressing on the D-pad twice will update the Doppelganger's weapon selection. The Doppelganger retains the ability to perform just judgment cuts in concert, regardless of whatever weapon it has equipped. This can be useful for recalling the Doppelganger under certain circumstances. With 9 different weapon combinations possible, this mod will allow players to push Virgil beyond his limits. In addition to retaining the breaker switcher from the old table, Nero has received a new feature. Once obtaining his double trigger, the move Wire Snatch is effectively made redundant by the Bringer Snatch. This mod by SSSiyan, called Angel Snatch, changes the Wire Snatch to pull Nero towards enemies and stylishly launch them. It's a simple but incredibly fun change, and I hope to see people using it. Also included for all characters is a new mod that players have wanted for a while. The Taunt Selector allows you to bind a specific taunt to any of the special taunt inputs, allowing you to bypass the RNG necessary for a lot of taunt-based combos. There are slots available for Air Taunt, Lock-On Taunt, S-Rank Air Taunt, S-Rank Lock-On Taunt, BP Taunt, and EX Taunt. This can help for creating thematically compelling combos in a combo mat, or accessing taunts with utility. For example, I've bound the Sword Spin combo to Virgil's S-Rank Lock-On Taunt, allowing me to reliably juggle this enemy. I'm excited to see what combos people create while using this feature, and I'm relieved to think of the time it will save.
Who's up next?
Man, with all of these additions to Virgil and Nero's movesets, it would sure be nice if there was a good place to test them. Spartas Workshop is a new mod created by Ledemi that transforms the Void into an environmental sandbox with all the tools you need to practice combos. In addition to the variety of terrain provided, the mod also includes exploding barrels, destructible objects, spikes, moving platforms, and more. It even adds new gimmicks like the time slow statues from DMC4. Additional options for customizing Spartas Workshop are provided in the trainer window. If you're working on a particular combo with a difficult setup, you can use these options to quickly customize player and enemy spawn points, allowing you to reset to the beginning of a combo easily. You can also control the spawn point of the exploding barrel included. If you don't want to use Spartas Workshop for whatever reason, no worries. You can simply uncheck the option in the trainer window and press Reset, and the workshop will instantly be unloaded. If you want it back, you can do the same thing in reverse. The instant activation and deactivation of the workshop was made possible through Ledemi's research and the trainer's new framework. I owe him huge thanks for his help and for allowing me to include the mod within the trainer. Finally, there's one more feature I'm sure you've all been waiting to hear about. Legendary Dark Knights returns, stronger than ever. A series of optimizations made by VP Zadov have made the game mode much more stable, allowing for super boosts to properly kill enemies without crashing the game. The new stability has also made one of the originally stated goals of the mod possible: LDK Co-op. You can now play through the Legendary Dark Knights game mode with a friend, meaning Dante and Virgil can finally face the horde of demons side by side. Like Spartas Workshop, the game mode can be activated and deactivated at any time by toggling the cheat in the window.
Guts and honor.
This concludes the feature list for the new trainer. I'd once again like to thank Dr. Penguin and Cyan for helping me port all the old scripts, Deep Dark Kapusta for providing the new framework, VP Zadov for his additions to Virgil and optimizing LDK, and Ledemi for Spartas Workshop and the on-off toggle for LDK. I'd also like to thank Khalil Zim, Spades, Keith Little, Toad Gunk, Oki, Justin Wood, Jim R., John Nevis, and Kyo for their support on Patreon. The remixes used in this video come from the Ultraviolet EP by Mills. You can find a Spotify link in the description. Going forward, you can expect the trainer to receive more frequent updates than the old collab table did, as we port old mods that haven't been added yet, and I re-implement the old Strive features. I might also take a more piecemeal approach towards adding new features in the future, with these videos serving as recaps once certain milestones in development are reached. If you'd like to help the project and keep track of it, you can find me on Patreon and Twitch, where I will now be resuming development live streams. I also occasionally stream other video games there as well, so maybe check those out. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.